Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. In this video, I am going to discuss what is the data modeling, how you can create a data model in Microsoft Fabric, and once you create the model, how you can use that model into the Power BI desktop, how you can make the connection with the Power BI desktop, okay, of that model, whatever the model you have created, and then you can build the visuals. This is what we are going to discuss. Okay, so if you come to the Microsoft Fabric, okay, so to store the data, what we have is we have a Lakehouse or Warehouse. Okay, so here I opened Lakehouse. There are a couple of tables, but these tables are not a related table, so you won't be able to build a relationship and all. So what I will do is, instead of this Lakehouse, let me create the another Lakehouse for our this session. So let me say lake house, and this is the lake house I'm selecting, and I will say this is like online sales data. Okay, and let me create it. So one lake house I have created. Here what I would like to do is I would like to get the data. Okay, so I can create a data flow and all lots of things are there. Okay, so if I create a data flow, I'll go to this new data flow to get the data. Okay, so you can use different ways to insert the data, close the data flow before navigating away. Okay, I'm not navigating away. So let me say this. Okay, so we already discussed various ways to inject the data into the lake house, and here let me refresh this once again. Not sure why the OK was not accepting. Okay, so any of the way you can use to inject the data into the lake house. So we are going to use the data flow. Okay, so there is something called get data from another source or import from a Power Query template. So I have one template. I will use that template. Okay, let's go to this, and this is the template file to get the sales data. So this is the .pqt, meaning Power Query template. This is a Power Query template file, and you can import this file to get the connection strings and all everything. So data may be stored anywhere on the cloud. So it might come. Okay, so this is coming from, meaning this will use the GitHub connector. Okay, as a web connector, and it will pull the data. If I say open, okay, so there are a couple of tables I need to do. So first of all, it is asking credentials are required to connect with the web source. Okay, so I will say new connection and all everything, and then nothing. Meaning I don't want to keep privacy label and other settings. Keep as it is. Just say connect. Okay. So there are a couple of tables. Okay. So dim product, raw, dim category. No, this is coming from the data stacking. Okay. Don't go for the data stacking on. So here in data load, so these three tables are you can directly load. These three tables has the transformations, but this is your point of interest. So how to load the multiple tables here? You will see in one data flow into the lake house. So first of all, what we need is we need a source. So we have connected to the source. Okay, that is coming from the GitHub. That is fine. Another thing is that what we need is we need a lake house to inject the data. Okay, so let me select this table. Okay, this is the table I would like to inject. So once you select the table, what you can do is go to the query setting. Inside a query setting, there is something called destination. Select this destination, then lake house is the way. Okay, then you can say new connection if you want to create new one. And here, if I go to this Microsoft Fabric, inside this Fabric, what we created is one more lake house we created, that is named as online sales data. So let me select this. So this is a destination for me. Okay, and I'm going to save the setting. Okay. This will not create a table for you immediately in the lake house. What it does, it will just save the setting. So you can do the same for multiple data sets, meaning multiple tables. And here, let me say new. Okay. Then this is the table name. Okay, this is fine. The fabric is my workspace, and this is the container. Online sales lakehouse is a container. So where you are just defining where to create a new table. Okay. Then again, I'll save the setting. I'm going to load all these 5, 6 tables at once. Okay. Then next, then select the workspace, open it, select the lake house. Your job is done. Save the setting. So we've done it for 3 tables. Okay. Let's do it for more 3 tables from the data transformations. So you are just defining a destination for your data. And let's do this. Save setting. The next table. Again, same thing. You have to select lake house, fabric workspace. So it shows both fabric and non-fabric workspace. It's not like that all my workspaces are fabric workspaces. So the product is my table name, and I'm going to save the setting. Okay, data type, destination, everything you can change. You can make the changes to this type of data and all, but not required in this case. So I'm not doing. Otherwise, you can make the changes as per your convenience. You can add more transformations to the data, and you can load the data after the transformation. So this is my container, and I'll say okay. So for all the tables, I have defined destination, right? So now what you can do, you can simply say publish. So once you define the destination for all, so what you need to do is you need to publish the data flow. And obviously I will change the name. I will say online sales data flow. Let's keep the name in this way, or add this. This will again more sensible. Okay, fine. So this is the name for my data flow, and I'm going to publish this, because once you define the destination, you are good to publish. What will happen? So obviously this will first of all it will publish, and then it will automatically refresh. Once the refresh get finished, your data will be loaded into the lake house. So we have created a different lake house. We are not using the existing one. So let's wait until it creates, or it loads the data into the table. Okay. Before that, let's uh, look into the lakehouse. Lakehouse has something called a semantic model. So this is a semantic model. Okay. Even you can build a new semantic model, and then you can make the direct connection with that semantic model. So that's what we will discuss. Again, you can connect to this lake house using SQL endpoint, meaning the way you connect with the SQL server, the way you connect with the Azure SQL database. Similarly, you can query the data using SQL commands from this. So that's part we are going to discuss from this model. So before that, what we need to do is we need to build a model. So model meaning we have to create a relationship between tables. Okay, then and then only you will be able to use this. So you need to wait until this refresh get finished. It may take a maximum of 5 minutes of time. Okay, so here you can see that now the refresh has been finished. And now if you open this lake house, okay, if you open this lake house, you can see that there are a couple of tables created. Okay, and let's wait until it loads the preview. Okay, so we will not see the preview for all these. Okay, let's see customer raw. Even I have not created this, but this got created. Not sure. Okay, I don't need this. Let me delete this. I don't want to keep unnecessary tables. Some backend or some kind of log tables will be there. So that might get created. I don't need all these raws tables because I have loaded the data directly. Okay. Okay. So this six table is my point of interest. So now, if you want to create a model. So where you can create a model? So you cannot create a model in the lake house here. But what you can do, you can define new semantic model. Okay, you can give the name and then all these tables will be used and you can build the relationship and then you will be. So let's build a model here, but the model you can build in warehouse to use the SQL endpoint to connect with that model is different. And connecting with this directly tables, that is nothing but delta tables, is different. So here you can build the models. Okay, so let's select the semantic model from the lakehouse. So we will see new online sales data model. Okay, so this is different. This is other than the default one. And let me select. I don't want to select all these tables. If okay, let's wait and then I'll make selection of all. Yeah, because I kept only required tables. If you want to make the selections, you can go one by one and then you can make the selection of that table and it will get selected. Now it is opening a model view. Obviously, see what you need to, the way you have model view in Power BI. Similarly, you will see the kind of view there also on the service side, and you can make the connection. The way you make the connections, you make the relationship between tables in Power BI. Similarly, you can build the relationships here also. Okay, so these many tables are there. So this is my fact tables. So concept of fact table meaning this table will have the transactional data, business data. These tables may change or it may not change. It may be a static or archived data. Okay. So these the data which is not we can say that kind of transactional data that is called fact. No, sorry, that is called dimension table, and the data which has the transactional data, meaning the table which has transactional data, where where your business numbers like quantity, amount, and then kind of discount, kind of let's say change in rates, kind of values which are required to analyze the data. So that kind of data is referred as an or that kind of table is referred as an fact table. So here I would like to build the relationship between these all these tables. Okay, so it's not necessary that all your tables can be connected directly to this sales table. There may be a chance that you might need to connect dimension table to the another dimension table. Okay, so this is the store. Let's say this is the employee, and employee we cannot make the direct connection with the employee, but let's this is a dimension date, this is a customer. Okay, this is dim employee, so let's keep this side and then pick this on this side. Okay, so now let's start building the relationship. Here you will not see the table preview, but yes, so you can the way you can create a relationship by dragging a column of one table into the another table's column name. Similarly you can create, so I would like to create first a relationship between dim store table and fact online sales. So copy the store key, sorry, drag the store key column and drag it and then drop on the store key column of the fact online sales. So this kind of relationship window will be open, and here it shows this is the table name, dim store is the table name, and okay, so here I will say save. Okay, so based on the store key, the relationship between these two tables is created. Type of relationship is many to one. So here we have customer key, here we have customer key. So let's create a relationship between these two tables based on the customer key, and let's say okay. So now check whether the column type or column name is correctly selected. Then product key and product key. So here I have a product key. I'm creating a relationship between these two tables based on the product key. So product table connected with the fact sales table based on the product key. Okay, so you can see that when I over the mouse on the relationship line, so it populates the two columns. What what two columns are used to build the relationship? Then there is something called a date key. Okay, to create the relationship between date. Okay, so the column name is date key, but actually that is a date. Okay, there is no key has been created. Okay, so obviously relationship builds on the basis of common column. So there is no common column between fact sales online and dim employee. So there is a store key also. So I can use this store key and connect this table, connect this table with the dim store table. Okay, so where is store key? So it is here. And then let me say save. Even you can see the properties of each type of relationship. If I click here, it will show the relationship between two tables, table name and its column, table name and its column. So from here also you can modify the relationship. Okay, so here you may need to enable a two-side filter, or we can say the cross filter direction as a both. So it depends. If you need, you can enable it. Otherwise you can do it through the DAX. If you don't know how to do, so go through the webcam Power BI playlist. You will get to learn how to create a, or how to modify the filter direction using the DAX. Okay. So now here you can see that in the home, meaning in this ribbon, you can see that once your model is ready, there is an option to create a new report. From here, you can create a Power BI new report, right? You can create, or you can edit the tables. That is even fine. So manage relationships is the window you can manage similarly, meaning the interface is very similar to the Power BI. Nothing is different, right? And then you can create new measure, you can create new column, you can create a new table and all. Okay, so here if I go to this, so there is no option. You can create a measure, but you cannot create table and all in this model, right? But yes, if you want to create a new report, say simply say new report. In the same workspace, it will start building the report. Okay, and report name, obviously once you're done with the report, the way you can create the visualization and all, you can create here. So let me show you something on this. So let me pick this 100% stacked. Okay, I don't want to use 100%. I'll just select the stacked bar chart, and maybe I would like to compare the sales. Since this is sales data, we will have the column called the sales. So this is the numerical column. Automatically it will get selected in the y-axis. Okay, so this is again a beautiful feature of Power BI. Based on the type of values, it will automatically pick where to, or one which axis the field should go, right? And here, if your categorical fields is there, so that will be picked on the x-axis, and then numerical fields based on the chart. Okay, it's not like the for all it works, but for bar chart, what it does, numerical fields will be always y-axis. So you need not to worry about that, in which product store. Okay, so by product category also, we can show. Okay, so since this is a categorical column, it has automatically picked this class name, and okay, so it is showing the 385, 385. So data is not getting filtered. Okay, again, if I come here and open the data model, let's see that there might be a relationship issue. Otherwise, it should filter the data based on this deluxe, economy, and regular classes. Okay, right. So the filter is, oh, great. The issue is, okay, there is no issue. Filter is not, this fact cells has unique product key. Okay. This fact cells table has unique product key, and this table has, how this could be possible. Okay. So here the filter direction is a issue, right? So what you need to do is, let me say, or based on this many to one, instead of many to one, I should say one to many, and then apply changes. Okay. The filter direction is a problem because I selected, or I dragged the fields from one table to this fact cells, but it has not picked. In Power BI desktop, it picks automatically properly, but here in this case, your filter always should go from the dimension table to fact table. And here it has picked incorrect type of relationship, so you need to correct it to the many to one. Then only you will be, your relationship filter will work. Otherwise, see, if the filter direction is not in proper direction, then your filter will not be propagated from the product table to online sales table, right? So if you wants to pass the filter from this to this table, meaning from product table to online sales table, your direction should be from this product table to sales table. If the direction is in wrong direction, it will not work. So one to many is good. Let's change this for all. Otherwise, none of your calculation will happen properly. Okay, great. Then here also, let me see. And what I need is, I need, let's say, both side, because this is connected. Dim and dim, both two dimensional tables are connected. So I'm just passing the filter from dim to employee, dim store to dim employee, and then dim employee to dim store. Why? Because let's say if I wants to analyze something. Okay, so if I keep from employee to store, even that will work, but it is better to keep both side. Okay, so now your relationship is updated. Okay, there might be a refresh button, and yes, so this is what I was expected. Okay, so now, like this, you can create a report. You can build a very interactive dashboards. You can build the different types of visuals. You can create a multiple pages on this report. But yes, now let me save this. So it was just to show you how you can create a Power BI report from the Lakehouse model. So data modeling in Lakehouse we did, then we created a report. So give the name for the online sales report. Okay, and then let me save it. Obviously, this will be a PBIX file. And let's come here, close this. So you can see online sales Power BI report is created, and data set for this report is direct this lake. Right, this is the lake house, right? So if you want to access this data, this model, online sales data model into the semantic, you can do that also. So just go to the home, okay, and there is something called the one lake data hub. From here, what you can do is you can select the Power BI semantic model, or you can go to the lake houses, and from here also you can select the semantic model. And let me say connect, and let's wait until it load the data, but it will make the live connection. So your table preview will not be available here in this case. It should show the table. Okay, as I connected to the lake house. Okay, fine. So let me open the new Power BI file. From lake house, I selected the semantic model. Even there is a separate option to make the connection with the semantic model. So we may try that also. So Power BI semantic model. Okay, if I come here, okay. So this is new sales data online. So this is the way, another way to make the connection. Okay, sales lake house is not showing me the data, but yes, the semantic model connection might show. Okay, so this brings the data for me, and here you will not be able to see, or you will not be able to see, because this is a kind of live connection. You just have the metadata about this. So you, what you can do is you can create new measure, but you cannot create the table columns and tables, right? So that there will not be any option to create the tables. Okay, let me close this. Let me say don't save. If I made the connection with the lake house, it is not showing. Not sure why, but no issues. We will figure out the way how it works. Okay, so this is my model, and this is my lake house. So what we saw is how we can create a semantic model and how we can make the connection with that model from the Power BI to build the visuals. So either you can create a report on the Power BI service or on the uh, Power BI desktop tool. Okay. Another way to make the connection with this lake house data is that using this as a warehouse. So here, if you see this create, meaning when we create a lake house, it creates by default, it creates one semantic model that is default. Okay, even we need to add those tables to the default model, I think. In that case, it might work. And I might be selected this instead of this. I should have selected this one. Okay, fine. So let's see. This is the online sales data. This semantic model. So we create, what we did is we created a new semantic model, and then we connected to it. We saw that. So now how we can use SQL analytics endpoint. Okay, if I click on this, it will open the SQL analytics endpoint. And you can query the data. That is the beauty of this. You can query the data. Okay, so here again, what you need to do is you need to create a model if you want to create, or if you want to query the data directly into the Power BI desktop, you can use import mode and then make the connection. Okay, so I will show you how you can do that. So here you can see that there is a way to write a new SQL query and all. So let me select new SQL query. So you can write your query. You can use this warehouse like your SQL Server database, and then model layout. If you come, so see whatever the model we have defined, that is different. here you don't have the built-in relationships and all. Again, you need to build the relationship between all these tables. Okay, but here you can see that there is lots of tables. Few default tables in the lake house are there. So let me dim store, dim employee, dim product, dim, and then there should be a one more fact online sell. So this is my point of interest. Okay, so you can build the relationships. Okay, let me build the relationship here also for you in the lake house. Sorry, in the warehouse. So this is a date key and this is a date key. Okay, so you need to check the what type of relationship. Okay, let me select this and not this, but you need to simply drag the column from one table to another table to create a relationship. Okay, and dimension table, fact online sales, many to one. So this should not be a many to one, this should be a one to many relationship. So this is happening because there is no preview. Other, if the preview was there, so this should come properly. So one to many. Okay, first table should have one, meaning unique values, and then fact table should have many values. Okay, so this is the one way. And customer key to customer key. Okay, let me bring this customer key and drag here. Again, the one to many should be there. So you need to make this correction and then you can build the relationship. Okay, so there is a product key, and from the product table I would like to bring this. Fine. Then what is this? So this is a store. So let me use the store key, and then from here I would like to use the store key. Again, drag, go to the and go and select one to many, and then make the, because all your filter should come from dimension table to fact. Okay, so this is, I missed to update. Okay, so all these directions are fine. And now, based on the store key to store key between employee and dim store table, I'm going to create a relationship. Okay, so this is even done. I think one-to-one relationship is more suitable for this, but it is fine. Okay, no issues. That is not our interest. So model is ready here. Model is ready. Now what you can do is, this is the model. Okay, automatically it gets saved. You don't need to save this, and go to the schema, go to the tables. Okay, and let's come out of this view, model view. Now I would like to write the query. Okay. So what you can do, you can use the new SQL query or new visual query. You can create a visuals also directly from this. So new SQL query in notebook. So you can create a notebook and then you can query the data. Let's not go for the notebook. Let's make this happen with the SQL query only. So I selected this. Let me close that. So here, this you can rename this as a query online sales fact table. Okay, this is the table. And now you can simply say select. SQL, if you are familiar, you will be able to do this from. Then what you can do is you can use the table name, but before table name, obviously what you need to do is you need to use the schemas. We have only one schema here, so we will use DBO, right? So DBO dot, and then the table name, right? This is my table name, or I can select anything else, but this is fine. Okay, so let me not pull all the record because it has 13 million plus records. So top 100. Okay, this top 100 is not going to work. I think in this environment, it might throw error for this, or it may fetch. Okay, great. Then it is working. This is the SQL Server command I used here. I was expecting that it should ask me to write in a different way to fetch the data for a top 100 rows, but yes, top command is working here. So this is the way. So here, so this is the let's say a query you can use. Now another query is I'm not going to bring all the data into the table. Another query is meaning into the Power BI desktop. So let me say select. This is select star from DBO dot dim customer. So customer related information I would like to bring. If you want to make the specific column selection, you can do that. So now my interest is to make the connection with this, but how to make the connection? Where is the connection string? Okay. So this SQL Analytics endpoint has default semantic model to automatically add object. Go to the SQL Analytics endpoint setting and to manually add objects. Okay. So objects was not there. That's why. So where you need to go to the SQL Analytics endpoint setting. Okay. So this is the setting and default semantic model. So think default Power BI semantic model. I had okay. So this was blank. That's why it was not loaded the data earlier with the default model. But yes, if you enable this, this will load. Okay. I would like to find the connection string. How I can make the connection with this. So this is my connection string. If you go to the setting, you can see that SQL connection string is there. Okay, let's make the connection with this. And how to make the connection? What connector you should use from this? So here, if you go, don't select warehouse and all. Just select the SQL Server database. Okay, so this connector even work or Azure SQL you can use any of the one is fine. So there you need to use the connection string. Here you need to put the this is my connection string to make the connection server address and all. Database name is always your lake house name. Okay. So what is the lake house name? Online sales data. This is your database. Online sales data. Okay. Yes, because the tables are inside the lake house. And then you can use the command, whatever the command we have written here. If you execute, you will get the data for it. Similarly, if I execute this from here, okay, not this. Let me say copy this and say okay. So I'm using import mode, and if I say okay, so let's wait until it makes the connection. Let me select the Microsoft account to make the connection with this data warehouse. So a SQL server database you can use, or you can use Azure SQL database. Both will work fine. Both will run on the same drivers. Okay. And you can see that the data I'm able to import from the warehouse. Right. So this is the another way. First way is you can directly create the report on the Lakehouse model, whatever the semantic model you create, or you can import the data. Even you can use the another way to connect it. That is the direct query mode. So here I used import mode. You can bring similarly, you can import all the tables here by writing the select star from this connection string will remain same. You just need to change the query and you will be able to get the data into the Power BI desktop. And once the data is here, you know how to build the report. If you don't know how to build the reports, so I would suggest to go to the webcam channel and you can learn Power BI here from basic to advanced. So if you want to learn complete data analysis or full stack data analysis, I can say that there is a playlist. Here you will learn Excel, SQL, Power BI, Python, and you may learn Fabric also, that is the advanced analytics tool. And we can say that all in one data platform. So we are exploring all the things related to data. So I would say thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day. And do not forget to subscribe webcam to learn more on the data analysis.